Welcome, live from Macon, Georgia. This is the Morning Roast with yours truly, Ari Martinez. Ed over there, I'm Binder, doing the Wheel of Fortune thing for us. And we have some guests over here today that are just dropping over to kind of just bullshit along and make their day fun. What the hell, a Saturday show, the Morning Roast. We've never had it before. Did we, Ed?
No, I played it on Saturday.
Yeah, we play the show on Saturday. But anybody out there, we are coming to you live from downtown Macon, Georgia, Southside,
Almost downtown.
aka known as the Nut House or the
Thunderdome.
or Thunderdome or the Hood. I want to welcome my guest today, my buddy Kendrick, who's been on our show before, if you remember. He's the artist that does a lot of great works in town, a lot of good benevolent work, good fundraising, and so on. Right, Derek?
Yep.
What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much. Just chilling.
Yeah, well, just be yourself, pal. This is all going on film. Let people see the true Kendrick.
You let them see.
We're going to sit here like brothers, homeboys, hoods, whatever. Whatever the hell you want to call it. Whatever your brain stereotypes us to be, that's what we are today. Just brothers hanging out, right, bro? Right here is the great poet of Macon, poet laureate, Miss. Give me your name, brother, because I can't pronounce that shit.
Mr. Sibaltia, just call me S.
There you go. And
That's a lot easier.
Yeah.
and we have our friend over here. Okay, now I'm gonna get this right. Franodo. There we go. It's not Fernando. It's not Orlando. It's Franodo.
It's Franodo.
There you go. Franodo.
It was close enough.
Shit.
Close enough.
I'm terrible with names. You know something about me when I say, "Hey, bro, how's it going?" It's because I don't know your name.
No.
Yeah, brother. What's up? That's how I try to convey so that people don't know who the hell is that guy. I forgot his name. But to me, this is Poetiq.
Everybody just call me Poet.
Yeah, Poet.
Everybody.
I don't know nobody's name. I just continue conversating until somebody comes up and I can introduce that person to the person
You
that
don't know
I don't know.
anybody's name because your narcissist is the only one to know yours.
Well, I have a bad short-term memory.
For anything outside of yourself.
Man.
DeWayne, who is that? It's not me. So.
Sounds like Elaine Lucas. No,
Oh,
no.
Come on.
That's
I
our
went
buddy.
there. All right, what the hell? Hey, listen, we have fun. We talk. We on the Morning Roast is very famous to be known that we don't hold back, and sometimes we say shit that's so off the cuff and maybe not true, but we always do our best to make sure that it is true. And but you know, truth is better than fiction. So a lot of time the truth is almost as crazy as a lie. You know what I mean? I mean, what do you think about what's going on in the politics here in Macon, Georgia? Let's talk a little bit about that. Something, Kendrick, you've been a benevolent guy. You're a guy that loves to give to people. You're the guy that has had impact in our community without being a politician. Yeah. You tell me, what do you see a politician doing if he was a Kendrick DeWayne politician?
Well, I think you should use politics to better your environment and not better yourself. If that's your goal to become this person, then you know.
Because
the good things you do are overshadowed by the bad things.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because you know, if you better the community and the environment that's around you, it's gonna rub off on you anyway. It's like a domino effect, you know. You're building the community, and the community is gonna turn around and build you. You know what I mean? So that's
okay.
I mean,
go ahead, brother.
Let's just talk about the politics in Macon. The politics in Macon is no different than the politics everywhere else. It's politics. Politics starts with a P. What else starts with a P? What else starts with a P, people?
Pee-pee.
Poet.
No, I mean, like, what else?
Poo.
Traffic.
Profit.
Traffic, politics.
Prison.
Politics is all about making prison. That's also big business. You know what I'm saying?
And
When I
property.
think about the politics as a young guy, me, I'm not that political. I'm a poet. It's like I say, life is a monopoly. You either politics and property.
So you're not a political poet?
No, I'm not a political poet.
But the things that you speak
thing
on,
is,
aren't they kind of
That's
like about the
because I'm
community?
poetically incorrect or poetically correct, depending if you agree with what I'm saying or not. The thing is like this right here. I talk about the community. I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Sometimes I say stuff like I'm not a black poet. I am an African American that happens to do poetry. To call me a black poet is to simply say I am only a poet that is pro-black and only for the blacks. That's false. You see, I'm for everybody because I believe in unity. Now, politicians, you got some politicians who are only for the black community. So therefore, they lack in the white voters. Then you got some politicians who are just only for the white voters. So then the black community don't stand behind them. So in politics, you got too much segregation. You got too much separation. You got too many people trying to get votes from one group of people. So what they do is they put their focus on it. Or they want to be everybody's friend. They want to be Bill Clinton. So what they do is they go to all the establishments and pretend to like you just to get your votes. And then next time you see them, you're like, hey, guy. And he's like, hey, whoever you are.
Who the hell are you?
You know what I'm saying? Did you vote for me?
What do
No.
you want?
Oh, okay, well, I got a meeting to get to. You know what I'm saying? Politics, you know what I'm saying? I think they should put some new fresh in there. I think Paul Johnson needs to get up in there. He's new. Because it don't matter who's in there. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to be unhappy. At least put somebody new in there. At least that way when he makes a mistake, he can learn from it.
We're talking Paul Bronson now, folks. He is a candidate for District Commissioner, Bibb County Commissioner, District 2. Right here, he would be in this area.
I mean,
Commission.
And it's not because he's a personal friend. It's because it's like this right here. He's got young ideas. He's new. He's fresh. If you got somebody who's been in office or who's been running making for the past 45 years and ain't shit changed, then I guess it means it's time for them to change.
What are you wanting to change?
What do we want to change?
Yeah. You
Simply,
said stuff change.
okay, we want to change.
Change
Change is beautiful.
for the
Everything-
sake
Hold
of
on.
change is not good. There
What is
needs
it?
to be a reason for the change. What changes are you asking these candidates to do for you?
What changes are you asking these candidates to do? He's talking about Bronson saying he's going to bring change. Is it just a change of another body, another person, or is it change in attitude and ideas and all of that?
I mean-
What change does Paul Bronson bring to the table?
I like Paul Bronson
Well,
too.
I like him too.
He's always outgoing.
That's
He's always out
fair
in the
question.
forefront. He's always
He's-
doing something.
He's out in the community to actually see what's going on. Now that's what I have eyewitness. You know, he goes to the events at the Tubman Museum. He went to the event of the Macon Jazz Festival in the Gateway Park. He was there. You know, speaking there. You know what I mean?
I
So
want to
he's
play devil's
going
advocate
out.
for a minute.
Y'all
I'm going to
say-
play devil's advocate for a minute. Say I like Paul Bronson too, but say Paul Bronson do get in there, and everybody else, all of the other big power heads are booted, but Paul Bronson is in there because he's in there for the first time, and he has no support in his community powers, political support. How much change could he do?
I mean, that's fine because, you know what I'm saying, being new.
Like I say, change.
Being new,
For the sake of
course,
change,
you're
ain't
not gonna
always
have
good.
the support you want. But at the same time, what do we need to change? Let's think about the obvious reasons. Macon has all this money coming in.
It does.
Where's it at? Where's the money? Like, answer that question. Not
I
only
don't
that,
I don't
Macon
know.
has
I
all
don't
these
really know
new
how much
developments.
he got a lot of money
Where
coming
are
in.
they at?
I can't-
Macon is like bigger in landmass than Atlanta. Macon is bigger than Atlanta.
This is a-
Where's the development opportunity? Why has the Tubman Museum not been finished, but all these other bullshit projects being completed?
Now,
Why is the Macon goddamn Music Hall of Fame closed? Well, that's a historical thing. We should have been fighting to keep that open, not fighting the fucking VB Presidential Parkway and Riverside. Fuck Riverside.
Well, I guess one of the
That's why I came to making at the tail end of when Jack Ellis was leaving out. I could see the change that he had made before he left. Now some people, you know, question his the way he did the budget and different things like that. But I me personally, from being here in Macon, I've seen the improvement as it happened about the hotel. What is that? The Marriott over there at the Centralplex, when they get plenty of business. I mean, the parking lot is filled over there every time you pass by there, you know. And even the things with him affording people opportunities to own their own home, buy and own their Jack Ellis.
Okay.
They were able to get their own homes through the over there. Those homes that got revitalized over there by what do they call it? They call it over there by Mercer. That area right in there.
Isn't that because Mercer bought up all that area?
No, that's not Mercer across that road over there. That's a project. That's a project.
Mercer is a god in this community who's buying out every morsel of land.
Who owns the artist
They can
grant?
get their hands on.
Mercer. Who owns the artist grant? Mercer owns all the grants. They got all the money. They got all the influence. They got all the power.
And
Well,
I
then,
have
maybe
all
instead of
of the
complaining-
story behind that, the ties that bind, the inner sanctum.
Well, maybe
And it really is just the good old boys network,
It's
which
the
they
good old boy
say.
network, Newtown, Macon, and Mercer.
Yep.
And that's why we need people like C.J. Ellis, and we need people like Elaine Lucas to come in, and people like Henry Ficklin to come in and work on chipping away at that block, that stronghold that they have on the community.
How many
and let there be
Well, you
let
know
there
how many decades do they have to
equality.
chip?
Maybe it's a big, maybe
Let
it's a
there
big
be
rock.
How many
equality.
decades they gotta be
You know
chipping?
what I'm saying?
They've been
It's a
chipping
big
for what?
rock.
20 years? How long?
It's not that
They must
easy.
be using a chisel. They need to goddamn get a jack.
They're using a spoon.
What are they chipping
They're
with, a
spoon
toothpick?
feeding you.
One of the things I hate about just listening to people is that we always expect other people to do a lot of things for us.
Okay.
But
Instead of
then
getting out there
in
and
the
doing
end,
it
we
for
as
Well,
a
how do we
community,
break the inner sanctum? How do we break
You
the
break the
back
inner sanctum- you break
of
the
those
key-
that are the stakeholders, the power brokers? They have bonds that they buy, which the mayor sells.
Look at
to
me.
them.
Look at me. I'm a
These
self-made.
people got
I'm a
money
self-made
invested.
artist.
They have
I'm a
plenty of
self-made
money,
promoter.
and that's why we need to stand behind those people. We need to put people up there
No,
that
no,
look
no.
like
I'm
us.
not
Well,
talking
this is
about
how we
the
do it.
Elaine Lucas. I'm talking about Newtown Macon
Yeah, they
and all
have
these
money.
people.
They have
They
deep root
sell
money.
bonds.
Yes.
Bond money. Those are them rich white folk that want to stay. The Elliot Dunwoody's. The guy that owns the Capitol Theater, Tony Long.
The Ficklin,
you got
Mr.
to talk about
the
the
Ficklin
inner
family.
sanctum.
Yeah.
This Maramella, Caesar Maramella family. His parents, Caesar Maramella, the one that owns
All the restaurants.
Yeah, all the restaurants.
Caesar, yeah.
His parents actually serve in the church right there, that big Catholic church. They serve the priest every Sunday. They're the couple that come up and give the priest the wine and the water.
You know what everybody need to do?
I thought that was
So,
supposed to
I
be
mean,
done
these
by
people-
altar boy.
Again, no.
Man, anybody.
They give it to the. They come up as a couple and serve it when the altar boys aren't serving.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether
Their
it's a special
standings,
mass, but it's
yeah.
another mass.
This is what
It
I
was
think.
mass it was mass for Mary, like celebrating Saint Mary, and then the following week is a mass that celebrates Joseph, the father, and then there's Christmas time. So it's during all of that, like Thanksgiving time and all that, that they serve as the primary couple to bring up the wine and the, and of course they provide the food there at that church.
We got Borp out there.
Who do we have?
Borp on my end. You got
Warblerbite
got
is
something
on.
right on the end of your nose, like a piece of flake of something.
Well, it ain't Coke, so.
This is what I think
All
right
right.
here.
I said,
What you said
It was
was, Franodo, what you said was we need more people that looks like us, and you shoot yourself in the face. Us.
Right.
Okay, painting the city black, painting the office black, that's fine. But guess what you're gonna start? A race war. What I think everybody needs to do, honestly, is stop looking at fucking color. Black people in Macon keep on saying there's no jobs for us. Well, if there's no jobs for you, there's no jobs for the whites either. I was at this property convention, and he said the economy is good or bad depending on what side of it you are on. So if you got money, you're not saying damn times is hard.
Yeah.
You saying shit, times is good. If you don't have money, you saying times is hard. Neither one of y'all are lying. Y'all just living on both sides of the field.
Yeah.
So they can say, how do you better the goddamn community? First of all,
Bring it together.
let's think about the Trayvon Martin case. Everybody's like, oh man, why did he lose? We should do this. Okay, if you had a problem with the way the shit was ran, take your ass to law school and become a lawyer. and then you can fight the next case. Don't sit there behind the TV screen and talk about some, oh man, I'm gonna walk around with a hoodie in 90-degree weather. Fuck you, then you gonna die too. What you need to do is take your ass to law school.
I tried that during the march.
You know
I had
what
to
I'm
take mine
saying?
off.
Marching is fine. Marching is cool. But don't nobody pay attention. The thing about it, Macon is nothing in Georgia. Macon is nothing. The most powerful city with culture, heart, history, heritage is nothing. This city has so much rich history down to the fact where the first schools were in this city. Some of the first places that became integrated were in this city. Some of the first everything that had to do with blacks and whites coming together was in this city. So why the fuck are we still segregated? Y'all say, well, the white man...
This city is not segregated in no kind of...
It is segregated. It's biased as fuck.
How is the city
because
segregated?
The east side don't go to the west side. The west side don't fuck with the south side.
I'm
the
not
north
from,
side
I'm
don't
not
go
from
there.
Macon,
And
but I go
everybody
anywhere I
downtown,
choose to go.
Dude, you know how many people
and do anything I choose to do.
That's you. But we talking about, you can throw a show downtown and folks say some shit like, where's downtown? How the fuck long you been living in Macon? 12 years? You
And
don't
they
know
don't
what
come
Cherry
out-
Street is?
They don't come out of their communities here.
You don't know what Cherry
A lot of people do not come out of their community.
You see a black person walking in the white neighborhood, copper style. You see a white person walking in the black
They'll do the same
The blacks
thing.
don't stop. You
It's
know
the
what I'm
same
saying?
thing.
Because that happened to me.
The same
Walking
thing.
up the street, one of
Well,
them
we live in a
neighborhood.
neighborhood. We live in a neighborhood that has all the races in it, and it suits me just fine. It's quiet, it's friendly. I mean, some of all this old biasness is just what it is. It's old biasness from older people who have all these prejudices, or younger crazy people who are just stupid.
You just hit it right on the doorknob. Older people with all these prejudices. Who right now, look at the camera, who right now, other than Paul Bronson, does not have gray hair running for some goddamn city official office? Older people with their old ass ways. You
So
sit
you
their
gonna-
old
you gonna-
asses down and let some young people come up there. When Danny was coming in to make change, what happened? Somebody had to make him look bad. Yeah, he got his flaws. He's a young male. We all have our flaws. I'm a positive poet, but I cuss. I'm a positive poet, but I drink. I'm not always positive at home. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who knows me personally, they'll say, nigga, you ain't even all that positive. But my poetry is positive, and that's what I do. This is how I present myself, as positive. But yeah, I got my flaws. I mean, let's look at Paul Bronson. Yeah, he might be a great guy, but let's just say he's not a freaking nympho sex addict. And folks say he's a sex addict, and you're not gonna vote for him because he likes sex. This isn't a true fact, but it's hypothetically speaking. Look at goddamn Bill Clinton, did great, and he got kicked out because he was horny. How many people cheating on their wives? Look at Obama. I'm not a big Obama supporter. And it's nothing against him, but the thing
for me
is,
as an artist,
Obama is
I
gonna have
don't really
people
dabble
against
in
him.
politics. That's not really
Or
what
him.
my focus is. That's not really my goal. I'm not really caring about. I really don't give a damn about who's running and who wins and whatchamacallit. No, I support the people if they ask me to support them. If your issue sounds pretty good, but for the basic point of being in this whole thing, I kind of really don't trust politicians at all.
They're not to be trusted.
And
But the
you
thing
can
about
sit up
it
here and say that
is,
this politician
you
is all
have to
good and
see
that politician is all
what their
good.
objective and what their agenda and what their
Show
goal
me.
is.
Show me.
You know what
Do
I
these
mean?
things.
But they can't show you. You know
Then
why?
why am I gonna
Because
sit up
if
here
your
and spend
city
all of
is
this?
$2 million in debt, they can't show you.
The
to
country
get it out of
is
debt
in
a fucking-
$1 trillion
you know
worth
what
of
I'm
debt.
saying? And you know why we're in $1 trillion worth
I'm
of debt?
in debt.
Do you know why we're in $1 trillion
Credit
worth of
cards
debt?
are killed
Mismanagement
me.
of funds.
With
That's
that,
why.
not mismanagement of funds, and because people are so afraid to let loose of all these goddamn benefits. They're afraid to let go of them food stamps, afraid to let go of them goddamn welfare checks, afraid to let go of all that shit. Mitt Romney said something, you know, he might be a snake, but he's a businessman.
Yeah.
He said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all that money, I'm going to utilize it, invest it in America to better this city. Then
No,
guess
but
what-
see,
guess
that's
what
why I
happens,
don't
though?
trust.
But
I
guess
don't-
what happens?
I don't trust.
But I
don't
trust him,
if
you know
there's-
why?
If
Because
there's
he said he don't give a fuck about the 74%. He don't give a damn about y'all. What he's saying is, look, I don't give a fuck about the rich. I don't give a fuck about the poor. What I give a fuck about is getting America out of debt. Because he stayed in America.
well, you can't.
know what I'm saying?
He
stay here too.
all of this debt.
But
you
He's
know
rich.
what?
So guess what?
We're
When
sitting up
tax
here
cuts
arguing
come,
about debt.
we talk about
All
like
of
rich
this
people.
debt was
Y'all
made
say-
before either of us was a
Listen.
twinkling in our mother's
Listen,
eye.
look, as a poor man, you gotta
We're-
worry about where your next dollar comes
Right-
from.
right now,
as
we're
a rich
paying-
man,
right
you
now,
gotta worry about going broke.
We're putting
So
more
rich
and
people
more
struggle
and
just
more
like we
debt
do.
on
We
the next
struggle to get a
generation and
paycheck.
generation.
They struggle not to lose a paycheck.
That's exactly
we struggle
right.
to get money. They struggle not to lose money.
There's
We're
no-
all struggling, man.
Yep.
Like, we all are struggling. Nobody is struggling more or less than anybody else. That's the fuck up in America. That's the issue.
But
That's
it's
the
not,
main
but it's
problem.
not, it's not,
So
it's
what?
not.
You was
That's
a
not-
slave.
I mean-
So what? You was oppressed. Get over that shit.
Until I see droves of
Yeah, it's hard here
children
for a
sitting
black
out in the
man.
street with great big
It
fat
was so hard here
bellies.
for a black man. They gave us welfare, food stamps,
They
and
didn't give it to
Pell
black
Grants.
people.
Anybody can go to school now. Off of goddamn somebody else's
Don't put that
money.
on black people. They didn't get
They
black
gave
people
us that
are a
shit. You know why they
minority
gave us
in
that
this
shit?
country.
They gave us that shit.
Well, they didn't give it just
they
to
gave us
us.
that for us to shut the hell up.
No.
They gave us that so we can say
I'm
we going through this, we going through that. And guess what we do? We take advantage of that shit.
No,
And
we
start
don't.
getting
No,
a
we
little
don't.
goddamn
No,
money
and
coming
we
in.
try to
People literally,
a lady said it today.
I know people that stay
There's a
unemployed
bad
to keep
apple
their food
in every
stamps.
bunch.
Who the fuck stays unemployed
They do
to
that.
keep their food
I know
stamps?
that too.
Oh.
They won't work with so many
You
hours.
stay unemployed to keep your $200 a month on
Yeah,
food
you're
stamps?
crazy.
You pretend to be homeless to keep $200 a month on food stamps? Get the fuck up and get a job.
Exactly.
How you job up for 3 years and can't find a job?
I agree.
That's-
with
I
that's-
you.
job up
not
for 2
some
weeks
people
to get
like
at least an interview.
I agree.
I
Man,
that-
I don't give a damn about
I
none of
feel
that
like
politics.
any
Fuck.
young, able body need to get up and go get them
It's
jobs.
like this.
I have
It's
worked
like this.
since I was a real job
Since
where
I was
I had
14.
taxes out on me since I was 15 years
I was
old.
14 with a workers permit. Guess what? I got metal plates in
Since
my
I was
head.
15
I can
years
collect a
old.
disability
And
check
I
right
believe
now,
that.
well over $1,000. But I can work.
What
So
about
I work.
what
Yeah.
about the old people who can't work no more?
That's the old people
That's
that can't
different.
work.
That's a difference.
Yeah.
And but guess what though? But
Let me play
guess what
devil's
the joke
advocate.
is?
What
The joke is
what about people who was arrested for selling drugs on the streets? They get out of jail looking for a job, but because they was arrested for selling drugs, they're no longer selling drugs now.
Then they dumbass shit ain't selling no goddamn drugs.
Okay, so now they need to starve or start back selling drugs to make.
No.
Don't fellas and
the
commit.
same-
Wait, if you're
the-
convicted, don't you get a grant? Don't that make you open to get grants? Get your ass a grant, start your ass a business.
Yeah.
You got goddamn shit you can do with yourself too. Look at you, Mr. DeWayne Kendrick.
Exactly.
Who I respect well now. You got your history, but look what you doing.
Well,
You out
listen,
there doing
I'm a
what you
me.
gotta do.
I'm a me.
You gotta
I'm a me.
strive.
Well,
But
everybody else
if
but
you can do it, anybody
else
else
can do
Yes,
that
they
shit.
can,
Anybody
but
else can.
Fuck that
ain't
shit.
you
no
have to
excuse.
drive sometimes, and
That ain't no
Fuck that
sometimes
You got to get out. Sometimes you
that.
may have to walk to work.
Fuck
I have had to do it.
Yes, you have.
You got to
Talk
so
about
I
it.
have had to walk.
Ain't no
Sometimes you got to
excuse,
do it.
I've had to walk to
I
work.
done lived in the suburbs,
But this
the hood, and the
isn't.
trailer park.
But this
and
isn't
everybody
about
struggling.
walking to work or what you call. I'm just saying that if
Yes,
somebody
man.
getting on
But
a negative basis.
Some people
You
don't
think
want
America's
to do
against
what
you,
it
right?
takes.
Hold up,
No,
listen.
yeah.
Hold up,
Sometimes
listen.
it
Hold up,
takes.
I'm gonna bring you this. He said America's against him, right?
Yeah.
But his art is in what? All the white establishments. America's against him, right? But he got so many white fans.
Yeah.
America's against him, right? But he's about to get in a paper with a comic that's owned by a white individual. America's not against you. We against ourselves.
I'm saying yes. I stick to that.
You either for you
I
or
stick-
against you.
We got Vorpabite on the wire, and Vorpabite is he's a brother that's been on our show for almost a year. Actually, he's been one of our oldest viewers. He's here. We also have Scorpio Pio, who's been around as well, and they're both making comments. First, they say hello, guys.
Hi.
And now
Nobody's against you.
Vorpabite says, and by the way, Vorpabite says you're on point. So,
Thank you.
and you have to know where that's coming from. Vorpabite is a guy who will speak exactly the way he feels, and this is one of them. All the social programs in the world won't work until you get the foundation right. Put the fathers back in the family unit.
Exactly.
Broken families create a broken community, and broken communities make a broken country. Be a positive male role model for the children. That's important. The national debt is $17 trillion and growing. 48 million people are on food stamps. 51% of Americans receive some form of entitlement. What happens when there aren't enough workers to provide for those entitlements?
I'm telling you.
The gentleman in the black shirt knows what he's talking about. The government hand keeps people prisoners, or handouts rather. And there you have it. Yeah, you're also a troublemaker.
That reminds me of this
Who's the
right here.
troublemaker?
What do you think about that point that he made, though, regarding government handouts keep people prisoners.
I think so too.
Okay, if
I
I can
reckon-
intervene, this reminds me of a poem that I published in the Making for the Culture. What he said. You mind if I say it?
Yeah, go.
Okay, it goes.
We got a poet, poetry right here.
It goes. I mean, I'm gonna direct y'all. It goes like this: When sons are born, fathers are made, kings are crowned, gods are raised. Here's some food for thought. Be there for your children. If you give them no foundation, then on what are they building? We rob them of their heritage. What are we, pilgrims? We're hip-hop in the industry. We just help to kill them. But we don't see our faults. My generation's lost. I swear we're all involved. America just falls into the pits. This is not our culture. We all came here on ships. We're just slaves and immigrants. Or did we just forget? America's the game. If you play your position, they'll give you holidays to celebrate your existence. Rely on public education to raise your children. Conform, but hey, don't buck the system. America is just a mental prison that we all just live in. So where is my Shawshank Redemption? When sons are born, fathers are made, kings are crowned, gods are raised. Here's some food for thought. Oh, I already said that. I'm sorry. But it goes like, I'm sorry. It goes.
Let me see myself.
He says his poem is exactly what what I just said, and genius.
Thank you. It's just like saying this right here, man. Like, violence starts
You got
inside the
some applause
home.
here.
So broken homes is killing us. Yes, I feel like we're still slaves. Slavery is still in us. Black on black crimes is the whip that is beating us. You know what I'm saying? It's like this right here, man. We so focused on somebody being against us that we're against ourselves. We are our biggest prejudices. Nobody white has ever called me a nigger. I've never been called a nigger by a white man. It's only by dudes in the hood. I've never seen my sister be called a bitch by anybody other than somebody in my own complexion. I have never had enough negative experiences with white people not to like them at all. Yes, I understand that some whites are against blacks, and so are some blacks. Just like we got some goddamn slave master mentalities, we got them Uncle Ruckus mentalities. And if you watch Boondocks, then you know what the hell Uncle Ruckus is. You got that one black man who gonna say, goddamn niggas, the white man ain't never did nothing to nobody. That's bullshit, and we know that. But guess what? The white man ain't doing shit to us now. Because we killing ourselves. We shooting ourselves. We locking each other up. We fucking each other up. You see me as a poet, and since I'm not a rapper, I'm not as important as DeWayne. But I'm saying more than he is. I can't get into the industry, but I'm saying more than what he is. I'm more metaphorical, more with more concepts than he can ever portray. And I challenge DeWayne to say that he can beat me in any form of battle. Because you spitting ignorance. I'm spitting relevance, intelligence. You see what I'm saying? And then you got DeWayne Kendrick. He does art that's misunderstood, but it's form of expression. Freedom of expression. You got Evan Martinez, highly talked about in the city of Macon. But guess what?
I never thought my artwork was misunderstood.
Guess what he
was
does?
very understood.
By you. But guess what he does? He still does what the fuck he wants to do to make a change. He still does what he got to do to prevent a change, to prevent the repetition of shit. But we steady saying nobody wants to do this for us. Man, Northeast High School is a bad school, not because a white man went in there and said it's bad, because you got black African American kids in there fighting, graffitiing, bringing pistols to school, selling drugs in school, fucking in school, and these is kids. These are not grown-ups. These is kids. And the grown-ups ain't doing shit because they want to be their kids' friends. They're afraid to piss their kids off. They're afraid of a violent reaction in front of their kids. There's no heart. And then, yes, there are fatherless homes. A mother is a very strong woman. A woman is strong. But you gotta have a male. You gotta have that dominance.
Amen.
You gotta have somebody to say, sit your ass down before I come over there and beat your ass. You gotta have that.
Zappa.
You gotta have that. That's why the hood is in the position it's in now. If I was in failure, would I go to the east side and goddamn rebuild the east side? No, because they're going to tear the shit right back down. Would I go to the south side and build that shit up? No, because they're going to tear the shit right back down. If you're not going to walk out your own goddamn door, cut your own goddamn grass, pick up your own goddamn trash, then I'm not going to hire no goddamn city developers to come up there and do it for you just so you can turn the hood, the suburbs right back into the hood. It ain't about me being prejudiced. I love black people. I'm all about my black people, but I'm all about everybody, man. Because Because you got white people who tear up their neighborhoods too. Their trailer home, the trailer park is full of white people. And look how that shit look. Am I gonna go to a trailer home and fix that shit? No. I do for those who do for themselves, man. That's the issue. The politics in making is this right here. We biased as fuck. If you're not known in making, if you're not in somebody's back pocket, if nobody's in your back pocket, if you ain't benefiting them, then guess what the city making ain't doing? It ain't benefiting you.
Awesome. Thank you. Well said. Well spoken. Genius. I agree with Vogelbite. Genius, brother. Yes, guys, we are here live, Macon, Georgia, for a Saturday special treat of the morning roast with yours truly, Irving Martinez and Ed Einbinder. And we have our wonderful guests who are working, we're trying to work together to come up with some ideas, including putting on more of these types of shows to bring our view and our thoughts on any matter that we choose through our civil rights of freedom of speech. We come on the air live, of course, daily, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on our regular morning roast show. And again, my guests today are Kendrick DeWayne, famous artist, local artist, and young entrepreneur. He's done a lot of work for the community, serving the community with his talent, with his artwork. A lot of his work will show on a morning roast this week. We'll be sure to put that up during break times. We'll show some of his artwork, right?
Well, thank you.
And I know that you have your name on it, so it's real easy to do. Also, we have Franodo, who is Franodo, who is
he's actually
another young
a television show.
Entrepreneur, producer, about to be host of a show, correct?
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about that.
The show is going to be called Through the Looking Glass, and it's going to be, I'm going to have guests on there from who had various different types of occupations throughout the city of Macon. Maybe some political people who also represent the city on the show, just to get their opinions, their views on what they are going to try to do to improve the city as a whole, and go out and vote, you guys. A lot of people.
I heard you're going to have Natalia Thurston. How you say her name?
Well, next Saturday is going to be the only Saturday that you can vote on a weekend.
Saturday.
Weekend,
yeah.
And that's the day I'm going to go and vote. I've been talking to some of the candidates on the phone. I had Joe Allen.
People had to fight for that right. It wasn't available to everyone, so that right, it was given to us through many people having to suffer many types of travesty. So it's important that we utilize it.
Okay, and then tell us, brother, what are you up to? What are you doing? What are your
Well, these days, I have a book that just got published 2 months ago. Something inspired that really speaks.
You gotta bring that in next time, pal. Bring that in next time.
The cover is actually done by a great friend of mine, Craig Burkhalter, and at the bottom it says, "Even white folk thinks about you be banging." Yeah, I'm proud of that. And right now,
Excuse me, I have to take this call.
I'm
It's
just
my mom.
working on my mixtape to go with the CD, and I'm just doing a lot with the community, a lot with the youth, and a lot to try to help other individuals, you know what I'm saying, with their dreams, with their talents. I have an organization called Concrete Culture. I just got located at the 567 on Cherry Street for one of my office locations, and what I do is I help develop artists with their skills, their crafts. I show you how to not get better at it, because I can't make you better at your craft, but I show you how to get recognized for it. I show you how to get known for it, because that's how I did myself. I took writing in a notepad and turned it into being influential, turned it into inspiring people. And sometimes even if I can't find inspiration, I get inspired by the fact that I just inspired somebody. Mm-hmm. So it might not always be a financial gain to what I'm doing. I would give my book to somebody who asked for it. You know what I mean? But The thing is like this. It's all about supporting each other, supporting yourself. And the best way to support you is for me to benefit myself financially. So that's why I started me a business, so I can turn my art into a financial gain. It's not about the money, but the money
concrete.
is appealing. Concrete culture. You know what I mean?
Really good thing. I've used them to do some advertising stuff for me. Very, very good. Very, very beautiful work and very eye catching.
Oh, and vote Mr. S for president. I promise to give y'all low expectations. So every success is great and every failure is expected. Promise you that.
I also want to take the time to invite you all out to the Douglas Theater this November the 1st for the 2nd annual Masquerade Ball. It's benefit for breast cancer survivors and awareness.
Yes.
It's a black tie event. You must have a mask to get in. It's $20 at the door for singles and $40 for couples. We're gonna have some great entertainment.
We'll get that on our Morning Roast page and on our Facebook page.
All right.
And also, if you want to hear information about my book, you can also find me on Facebook under Poetiq, Sibaltia, Elimu. The spelling is really like funny. I'm trying like you have to spell it right. I'm the only person in the world with my name. I have this thing called the Google Challenge. Type Sibaltia online anywhere, and I guarantee you I'm the only one that'll pop up. My name is just that unique and just that creative. Like I created it myself. It's an acronym. My name is Murder, period. Still I breathe and live through it all. Because my name is my testimony. We've all been through something, and I testify, I preach, I teach through poetry. That's the only way I can do it. I'm no better than anybody else, and I'm no more intelligent than anybody else. Because in order to be more intelligent than you, I gotta know everything you know plus more. And there's no way in hell I can know everything you know, because there's no way in hell I can experience everything that you've experienced.
No.
And that's that.
By the way, Verbal Bites saying, beware the Obama mask. Remember what they did to that poor rodeo clown?
They banned him for life.
My God.
Obama man. Wow.
All right, so, yeah. And by the way, these are masks not to go in and rob anybody.
Yeah, do not
Verbal
worry.
Bite. This
Any
is
kind of,
a black
there will be
thing, like you
police
like to put up.
and Marines as security guards, so don't get it twisted. You're not coming to rob nobody.
Anyway, so look, he puts a little emotion cards with the mask on. Anyway, Marines. All right. Let me ask you a question, guys. By the way, we have Rocco on. Rocco is one of the. He's an older black gentleman, and a former Marine. Right, Rocco? You a Marine? Military man, and he has his own show that he casts occasionally on Vaughn, so it's good to see. Yeah, I'd use Marines too. Can't trust the cops.
He was
Local
in the
cops.
Army.
Oh, you were in the Army. Okay.
I'm an Army man too, 92 Alpha.
You?
Me.
I was too.
Okay, both of these guys are Army
I was
brats
in the
right
Army.
here. And,
I play Call of Duty frequently.
yeah. You what?
Call of Duty on a video game. That's my military experience.
Over. Yeah. He's
Call
a
of
street,
Duty.
he's a street military guy.
I'm sick with that, you know what I'm saying, with the console. We don't want to see me with the console. I don't know how to work a gun, but I can use that, I can use the video game. I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah. So, anyway, by the way, you remember this whole thing with Sammy Junebug and the killing,
the shooting in front of
the
Kroger.
killing. That we were involved in exposing a lot of the nonsense that went on with that.
Yeah.
Now, going back to Paul Bronson, who actually you are promoting or kind of like
I'm actually for Paul Bronson too. I was just playing devil's advocate.
Let me ask you a question. He was nowhere to be found during that issue, that situation.
Now, I know Jack Ellis and Henry Ficklin and Elaine Lucas were.
Absolutely, they were there. And again, we had a lot of feelings about it, whether we thought that they were doing it for self-promotion or not. They were still there. And Paul Bronson, I had called him to give him the heads up, to show up and show some support, and he wasn't there. And of course, later on, I found out that his uncle is a police officer in Macon-Bibb County. So, as a politician, do you think that Paul Bronson, irregardless, would show no partiality, whether he believes in what happened to Sammy Junebug was right or wrong? The fact is that a man who was unarmed was killed by a Macon Police Department officer like Trayvon Martin. Was even worse because he wasn't even a cop, but this one was.
Yeah.
Which even calls into further questions as to whether that police officer, who by the way had a horrible record of public abuse and disrespect towards the black community especially, that he was allowed to stay on, which is why I went after Rickett and Anthony went after Rickett and the Morning Roast went after Rickett, because we felt that since the police department works for him, and for the mayor to allow someone like that to stay on the force with over 9 heavy reprimands and 29 other reprimands that were basically slaps on wrist given.
What you're saying is that it's okay. You're not directly saying it. You're indirectly saying that it's okay because of the fact that you're not doing any type of thing to reprimand this behavior.
So, I've seen a whole bunch of police craziness.
Yeah, so what do you think about Paul Bronson not showing up, not showing any support, till this day, not giving any kind of support on any level to Cheryl Davis, who's still suffering that her brother was killed, and then they had the gall to use his mental illness against him and made him look like a freak anyway. He's a schizophrenic off his medicine. Maybe he deserved to die. Attitude that I got all over my Facebook page. What do you think of that?
I mean, honestly, as to why he wasn't there, I can't speak on that. I mean, did he feel some kind of way about it? Did he care about it? Don't know. That's something that he'd have to answer.
I think
now,
he's not he is
but it's
not
like this
elected
right
for official yet.
But it's like this right here, though. It's like this. As we say, Paul Bronson is a busy man. So, what was he doing at that time? That's priority. Like, was it more important for him to be there, to protest, to stand and show his face and wave to people? Or was it more important for him to do what he had to go do on that same exact day?
Well, I'm just saying, he finds enough time to go and take pictures with Al Sharpton, and, he goes to Washington to take pictures during the March on Washington, more not just to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington, but in my opinion, really was a photo op bonanza where he could just run up to somebody, in which he did, by the way, shake hands with John Lewis and shook hands with even the president.
Well, that goes back to...
And all I'm saying is this the kind of person that we want to put in office who's more about photo op, in my opinion, than about substance and results that affect the community?
I mean, I can't speak against him nor for him in that situation, but to say for somebody that's more like photo ops, let's just say, in my opinion, what did Obama do for the first 4 years he was in office? Photo ops. Every time I turned around, he was in the newspaper, and he made his change. So the thing is, even with him doing his photo ops and vacationing with the family,
that's not answering the question, though.
The question is,
do you think that Paul Bronson, like you said, he's a busy man, busy taking pictures with a lot of different political leaders and well-to-do people? Do you think that a Paul Bronson is going to be able to talk to that ghetto thug or that so-called young African American who's wayward or whatever the people want to call these kids? Do you think that he's going to be able to talk to them and reach them just by the mere fact that he wears a suit and he looks good and talks good? What about the results of the plans that he's going to have to help them become like him?
I answer that like I'm going to answer this right here. I'm going to answer that just like this. We don't know the answer to that question.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows that. Hold on. We don't know the answer to that question. Because for years, we put people in office that we thought could make change, and they didn't. We put also people in office who we thought couldn't make change, and they did. So it's just like this right here. I'm not sure if Paul Bronson can or can't, but that's the thing where they say you'll never find out until you find out. I mean, the worst that can happen is he's just like every other politician, and we stay in the same condition. The best that can happen is he actually get in office, make a change, and something actually change. Either way, if he's in office or not in office, it's no effect at all. The only effect is positive. Like you can't go anywhere but up when you hit the bottom. So either he helps you stay at the bottom or he helps you get up.
Right,
so
but now who's he bringing change for? That's the question.
Is
he bringing changes for guys like me who say, you should come in our neighborhood, walk our neighborhood, get to meet the people, help to try to clean it up? We got all these alleys and all these places around here that are all filled with garbage and all that. I mean, what is he going to do for the community that, in effect, comes off like this gentleman who's not a politician and takes some of the money that he earns from his own pennies and his own work to give to the community? Is Paul Bronson going to bring that kind of leadership?
You know,
I mean, that would be the intent.
I can see that. I can see that in him.
And
you know what I'm saying? Like he's got the. Okay, Paul Bronson does a lot, but one thing that I commend him for about doing a lot is he does a lot, which is a lot better than not doing shit at all. Like I'd rather have somebody who got so much on their plate and then they learn to like prioritize. That's what on his staff. That's what his people who he's going to employ is going to help him with to prioritize. Like Paul, okay, your office now. I know you want to go over there and shake Al Sharpton's hand. We'll go over here. And then Paul's going to have to be like, make a decision. He's going to make a mature decision. You're right. Is that photo opportunity more important? Or is this more important than that photo opportunity? That's what he's going to have employees and staff to help him with. To help him guide with, because they all need help aides. Now,
yes, we do.
I would much rather have somebody who's got this, and every app knows how to happen than somebody who ain't really got shit going on and you've been goddamn, what do you call it? Chiseling for the past 30 years and ain't shit changed.
Man, I can't say that. You keep going on that whole thing.
Well,
I can't say nothing
changed. Go ahead.
I can't say there ain't nothing changed.
I can't say that.
By the way, this was put out. By the way, this was put out. I don't know if you could see it from back there, but this. Well, maybe not. But this was put out by Making Bib 2020 Inc. And they put this out and they wrote. They said on September 17, Macon Bibb County voters have a one-time chance to reject negative leadership from the past and create positive change. Our children's future depends on us. Nonpartisan elections will be held across the county for commission and mayor of Macon Bibb consolidated government. And what do you think about this being put out? Obviously rejecting the past, negative leadership. Sort of what you're talking about. What do you think? Is our voices finally being heard?
I believe they are.
Are our voices finally starting to be heard, folks?
You know what? I gotta say something.
Go ahead, Ed.
This consolidation, it don't mean a hill of beans when you got the same old.
Exactly.
Damn shit.
Exactly.
That's what I've been trying to say. Politicians are politicians. They're gonna promise you anything for a vote, and then once they get.
Wayne Lucas, there was a problem with the districts. Like 700 people were they got the wrong card, so they voted in the wrong district. So she's claiming that she might lose votes.
Yeah, she's challenging it.
She said she's okay with it, when it finally comes and see what the vote is. If you're down to like 20 votes or something
that's
like
gonna
that,
be a
then you go
difference.
back. But, she complains too much about everything. And when she squeaks,
You know what? Fuck it. Next year, Mr. Ash running for mayor.
And I mean that too. So.
I'm talking about for real. Like
I'm a new person to Macon. I moved up here in December, but I'm not a new person to Georgia, and I'm not a new person to the area. all these crazy conversations about what they've done to us and what Macon's accomplished. From what I see, from moving up here, I see a progressive city.
I do.
I see a
that.
very progressive,
it's progressive now. So much potential here.
Learned, advancing in
any type of
architecture,
industry,
culture. Even we have our own little political scandals going on, but I see that if we're starting and we're talking about it, and so stuff will change. And it takes a moment. You're not gonna close your eyes and click your heels and boom, you're in Oz again or in Kansas again. This is a process, and the process begins with picking the right people who are going to who have the right attitude and the right skill set to do the things that we need them to do. And whoever you feel comfortable with voting for, I applaud you and beg for everybody to get out there and put their John Hancock on that ballot.
I don't want anybody to think that we're in here trying to coerce you or persuade you
I mean,
to who
I'm
to
not
vote
voting at
for.
all anyway.
You know, that is your choice. Who you feel like is the best candidate to get whatever your views are across, then by all means you have that right to vote for whoever you want to vote for. You
but
know,
just
my
vote.
thing is, my opinion is, for me myself, I want to vote for somebody who I feel like is going to take this city forward, who's going to get out and try to revitalize these communities to make this city and county as a whole both consolidated to grow, because this is a moving city. Macon is not a small place. You got people moving from Warner Robins, Perry, Dublin, Milledgeville, all these surrounding little towns. You got these people moving to the center of Georgia, Macon, Georgia, because this is the city that's closer to them, that's bigger than that town that they're in. And I feel like is a part of what's making this city progressive and also moving. It's about these politicians, these city, county, consolidated leaders getting out in the community, actually listening and viewing the landscape to bring forth change on the front of where it's needed at. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like East Macon, you know, I feel like East Macon could use some more revitalization, bring more business over there.
But you got who's really in charge. Somebody's been there for 25 years. She needs to go.
Yeah, bring.
Out with the old and with whoever else.
Yeah, bring more new business needs to be over there.
I think he was saying he had an appointment coming up soon, so.
This how needs to be.
We're gonna have to call this meeting to a close.
The ballot needs to say.
We can do it again. We'd love to come by again. This has been kind of fun.
Yeah, listen, guys, I'm so glad you guys came over. At least we got a little taste of what it's going to look like on Saturdays. Eventually, we'll have a special morning roast coming on, and hopefully you guys will really continue to do what you're doing, man. I mean, Brother Pete, you're the man. You're the what I call our poet laureate for Macon, Georgia. The guy is a genius.
You know when you not to interrupt. I'm sorry, but when I just thinking, when you come down to it, who the new blood is as far as mayor, it's only David Cousineau and Anthony Harris.
Yeah.
The rest of them been in commission. Yeah. They've been here. They've been doing this for years.
It's like old dogs fighting over bone to me.
Now there's new commissioners like Harold Young used to do the WPGA. Mm-hmm. He's running for commissioner. He's new blood.
Yeah.
You know, the ones that have been in there, they gotta go, man. They need to retire.
I want the one to win that'll let me put my artwork all up and down Cherry Street.
Well, we're getting some.
That's what I said.
Whichever one of you guys that is, you hit me up. You got my vote.
Vogelbite says, good show. Next time Irv should dress up for his guests. Like that show that on Friday, whatever.
This was an impromptu broadcast.
Yeah, it's a great show, great topics, great peeps, he said.
What now?
Zappa says, great show, great topics, great peeps.
As a matter of fact, everybody vote knowing. Everybody that votes knowing gets a copy of my book.
There you go.
By the way,
I love it.
Vote no.
Vote
Obama
no.
has made
Let
his-
nobody get any votes.
He's sending it to Congress.
Send a message. If you're tired of the same people, don't vote
Don't
the
vote
new blood.
shit.
Don't vote the old blood.
No.
Say, I'm just tired of
Don't
voting.
need World War III.
Yeah, I just want that new blood.
Yeah, I just don't want to be nuked again. I've already been through the whole 80s scare where we felt that every moment some nuclear bomb was going to fall on top of our heads. Maybe there's another way to do this. And hopefully this man knows what he's doing.
Well,
Or
man.
we'll all be glowing in a couple of months. Hey.
Hey. Well, listen, so what's your next...
Hey.
So what's
I
your
don't want to go at all.
What's
I
your
got
next
still,
gig?
I don't see no lights.
What's your next gig?
My next gig, what am I doing? I got so many things coming up. Next
Well,
thing
you got
I'm
to
doing-
show your looking glass.
That's the Looking Glass. The Looking Glass is going to be coming on probably about September 11th, September 16th.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some interesting guests.
There we go.
So
I may
just
be
keep it
on,
there.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do some
Gotta look through my
exchanges.
glass.
We'll do some exchanges. We'll be back and forth with the roasted.
I love this guy. Franodo.
Yeah.
Franodo. Okay, I got to remember a word. Colorado.
Nardo.
Nado.
Nado.
Yeah.
And he's the
Right.
host. He's the host of Through the Looking Glass.
Gonna be fun.
Yeah,
We're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And brother, you gonna have your own show?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay,
gotta have
concrete.
something.
This is it. Concrete culture. Art is our culture. Our stage is the concrete. My only show, my only stage is outside.
There you go.
I make a better effect when I'm out on the streets than I am behind this screen. Because behind this screen, I don't know who's looking. But when I get up in your face, I know you listening.
Get out of my face.
I do better in the street.
You
That's what I'm saying.
like to see their reaction.
I mean, I just like this.
Some of the shit that you say.
It's like
man.
this. It's like
Me
this.
too.
You know what I'm saying? We all say we need to change the streets. We all need to benefit the streets and revitalize the streets. So I tell you what, go to the streets, do it. And that's what I do. I'm a soapbox
Taking
poet.
it to
Call
the
me the
street.
soapbox poet.
Yeah, the soapbox. Welcome guest, by the way. It's not Monday. It is Saturday.
By the way, that guest, that's actually their name, guest, because I got guest shot off.
Really?
So that's their name is guest.
Oh.
But
Well.
welcome, guest.
Actually, it's the number 6 and then UAST. Yeah.
Where's that?
6 West. 6 West, 127 534. That's your, what's that number? That's like that jailhouse number that they put under you, right? When they give you a mugshot. Some shit like that. Anyway.
All
Alright, we will be back on Monday, as you know, Labor Day.
We're going to go into labor.
Yeah, and so we gave you a little bit extra to chew your thoughts on.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays,
Labor
everybody.
Day.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you coming in. We hope you watch the Morning Roast Monday through Friday, 8 to 11. Look out for my brother. What's your website? What's your site again?
Kendrick DeWayne at Facebook.com.
Yeah, Kendrick DeWayne on Facebook. You have a Facebook page too, right?
Yeah. Well, you
Are
can
you
look
going to
me
be
up
putting
at
on a show? And what's the name of that site?
Franodo d@gmail.com. So you can look
And
me up on that.
Poetiq?
My email?
Yeah,
It's concrete with a K, culture with a Q @gmail.com.
there you go. And mine, it's my phone number is I Suck Goats. There you have it, folks. Thanks very much.
Check my number too.
Yeah,
There's my secretary.
yeah. Thank you, Ed. Oh, good morning, Gamer Girl. What's up, Gamer Girl?
Meanwhile,
Oh, Lord.
alrighty then.
Thanks,
All right.
guys. Appreciate you. And that's it, folks. We're out. Thank you, Gamer Girl, for showing up. That was
How's
a
that gonna
sweet
get on my
ending
page
to a
now?
good Saturday.